The following is a production of TeamBoydTV.com. The Black and Blue Podcast.
We're rolling hard and we're headed to the high. Just to get a taste of the Carolina pride. We're rolling. I-95, 77 South. We're rolling hard and we're headed to the house. Just to get a taste of the Carolina pride. We're rolling.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Hey, today is Wednesday, June 4th, 2014. You are listening to the Black and Blue Podcast. I be your boy, Big Q, representing TeamBoydTV. Hey, I am so glad to be here today, man, because I had the distinct pleasure this week to have a sit down with one of Panther Nation's finest, man. I got a chance to sit down with Mr. Vincent Crisp AKA TheVoice2525 on YouTube, man, and we had a awesome conversation, which I will let you guys experience in its full glory here in a little bit. But hey, how's everybody doing, man? You know, everybody looking good. I mean, I see the Panther fever is kind of picking up, and I see the Facebook groups are out in full force, man. Everybody celebrating, everybody, getting ready, getting in gear. And and it's good. This is always an exciting time of year because, man, we really, really close to the football season starting. And I know me, for one, I am so ready, because I know I've been talking about it for the longest, like ever since like episode 1 of the Black and Blue Podcast, that we got a lot of stuff planned for you guys on TeamBoydTV this season. I mean, like we got so much stuff in the pipeline. You guys would thoroughly be entertained. Trust and believe when I tell you. As a matter of fact, we have we steadily approaching the premiere of TeamBoydTV Live Season 2. It's a couple weeks, man. I think we got like 5 weeks. So I'm excited. I'm super excited about that, man. I was talking to my brother JB a couple days ago, man, and he feels the exact same way. Talking to Vernie, she's getting all excited and stuff, but getting her stuff together, doing her due diligence and doing her research. She is actually ready for I think it's gonna be Season 4 of TeamBoydTV Game Time. I also have the TeamBoydTV Top 10 that I'm going to unleash for you guys this season. And there's also the Black and Blue Podcast, which you guys are listening to right now. Which, speaking of which, I got to give you guys props. I got to give you guys so many props because, I started this a couple months ago and we on episode, 12 now? And, you guys are just amazing. You guys are amazing. The support that you guys have been showing the show has been phenomenal. It really has. And, and I want you guys to know how much I appreciate it. Because, like when I see the numbers and I see you guys download and I see you guys sharing it on Facebook and sharing it on Twitter and sharing it on Google Plus, you know what I mean? Downloading it from iTunes and listening to it on iHeartRadio. That stuff just makes me so proud. You know what I mean? Because, you guys are showing me that much support. And I definitely appreciate it. And speaking of support, man, we've been, going through the whole thing and, I've been talking about how we have the TeamBoydTV.com donate button on the website. And, you guys have been punching it. Y'all guys been going in. Y'all been dropping the donations in there. It's been fantastic. I've had a couple more donations over the last week. You know what I mean? And, and it's just been a beautiful thing. And then, I asked you guys to send me emails and stuff, and I read a couple of them a couple weeks ago. And you guys seem, everybody seemed to enjoy that show that I did when I read those emails. And you guys have still been sending me the emails. And I'm going to get a chance to read them on the show here in the next week or so. Maybe, I don't know. I might not be able to do it next week because I got something big planned for y'all next week. And I will share that with y'all at the end of the show. But yeah, send the emails to blackandbluepodcast@teamboydtv.com, man. And like I said, man, you can ask me anything. You can, share stories with me, man. Just do anything. Just send the email. Just telling me how you feel about anything. It doesn't really matter. I appreciate you guys, sending in all the emails and stuff. I mean, it's overwhelming. It's awesome. For all the guys, who have been joining up and going and subscribe to TeamBoydTV Turbo on YouTube, it's been quite a bit of y'all guys. I had a list of the like 10 newest subscribers, 10 or 15, but then when I restarted the computer before I started, the show, I didn't get a chance to bring them back up, and I don't know, but maybe I'll read them off next week. But yeah, you guys going over, checking out the YouTube, man. And look, it pays to go and check out, especially if you haven't seen Team Boyd TV Live or Team Boyd TV Game Time before. It's kind of a good look if you go over there and see some of the stuff that we did last season, man. It's pretty hilarious. I was sitting around watching a couple episodes yesterday, and I made a little comment about it on Google Plus. I was like, I was sitting back watching, some old Team Boyd TV Live stuff, and I gotta admit, when I can laugh at myself, or, the fellas on that show, they make me laugh so much. That show is so funny. I mean, it's a football show, but we be tripping out so hard on that show. It is hilarious. Glass is a super funny dude. A lot of people might not even realize it because, he sometimes have a little serious tone, when he be talking most of the time, but he is a very funny cat. And JB is just hilarious. I think, in another life, he probably would have been a stand-up comedian or something like that. But these guys know their football. When it comes to football and what goes on between those lines, and, they know their stuff. And, but we have a lot of fun with it, and it's awesome. And, you guys showed us a lot of support last season. And, we appreciate that. So we're hoping that you guys will come back out again this season. Like I said, we got about 5 weeks before the premiere. I'm super excited about it. Glass and JB, they super excited about it as well. It should be pretty awesome. It should be pretty awesome. So what we got going on this week, man? I don't know, not much in the way of news. You know what I mean? We did have, OTAs and whatnot, and that kind of thing. And and everybody saw Cam came out, and contrary to what a lot of people have been saying, certain people out there have been saying, Cam wasn't gonna be around to be able to kind of participate with his new wide receivers and blah blah blah. But Cam been out there. And, he been out there and he been, throwing a couple passes. He was doing what he could, cause he's still, in recovery and rehab and stuff right now. But he made it his thing to be out there with his boys, man. And him and Kevin Benjamin, they hung out after practice or whatever. And, and talked and hung out and threw passes to one. I thought it was a beautiful thing. And, and we talked about in the last week's podcast about leadership and Cam Newton being able to be ready to accept that role as a leader. And, when you do stuff like that, you got to admit, though, that's a pretty good look. What else was going on in OTAs? I had a list of things. Let's see what we had. Let me see. We had, talking about, Ben Wickery, and it's pretty much Ben Wickery that has challenged veteran Charles Godfrey for the nickelback position and could be staking a claim to be the starter. He has drawn praise from head coach Ron Rivera, who didn't hesitate to name the San Jose State product as the biggest surprise during OTAs. Listen, everybody been talking about Godfrey and, his switch, and all this kind of stuff. And he claimed that he said that, he know that he can play cornerback, but this is good that they got a little competition going right there. Ben Wickery, hey, listen, I like it. This is good. This is always good news. You know what I mean? And I love it. I absolutely love it. And then, the whole situation going on between, the left tackle situation that's going on, between, the Byron Bell and Nate Chandler. That's a nice little competition that's going on right there too. I like that. And so, we see some good stuff going on, and we'd already talked about Cam, showing up to OTAs and throwing passes around, with, Kevin Benjamin and whatnot, good stuff always. Undrafted free agents, man. We had, everybody know about the Canadian Football League signing of offensive tackle David Foucault. He been doing pretty good. Philly Brown, that's another one of them wide receivers. Everybody keep on talking about Carolina has no wide receivers, and I said this in the previous episode. Carolina got plenty of wide receivers. It's a matter of just, who they're going to start and who they're going to have in backup roles and things like that. But the wide receiver situation, we need to stop that. And anybody who's a non-Panther fan who still even got it in their mindset to even say Carolina Panthers and wide receivers in the same sentence need to stop right now. Because, look, it's a null and void conversation. There's no need to talk about it anymore. It's plenty of wide receivers. We have completely moved on from what was going on with the wide receiver situation last year, and we talked about it in depth. So there's no need to talk about it. Like, y'all stop it, okay? We won't even need to talk about that no more. What else did we have? Jericho Cotter and Jason Avant. And speaking of wide receivers, these guys coming in with, as veterans, they've been pretty much, doing the mentor thing, and it's been working out pretty good. Everybody else on the team has been, gelling with them pretty good. So, all those worries that everybody had about bringing in this brand new crop of guys and them, kind of, getting together and gelling really, really quickly. I don't know, man. I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to be absolutely fine. And the last thing, man, it's not really got nothing to do with us, but and me and The Voice, we actually talk about it a little bit during our interview. But everybody know about what happened with Dominic Hickson. But then what is a surprise that came out afterward, after he got injured or whatever, the Bears kind of terminated his contract, but then they signed Armonte Edwards, you know what I mean? So another, Carolina guy, that kind of thing. I don't know. It was just something to talk about, I guess, and one of the last things I wanted to talk about before we get into, well, a couple different things I want to talk about, you know what I mean? One of the things I saw, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what's been going on in NFL, but I've been seeing this they've been talking about this for like a month now. There is this big unveiling of the Ray Lewis statue at M&T Bank Stadium coming this fall, and they're making a really, really big deal about it and stuff. So I don't know. I think it's cool. You know what I mean? But then somebody wrote this, catcrave.com, I'll make sure I get that right. Catcrave.com had wrote this article about Steve Smith, and is he worthy of a statue at BOA Stadium, Bank of America Stadium. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of us right now, we're saying, right now would be the wrong time to do it. Like maybe in 2 years, after he retires or whatever. You can't do it while he's still playing in Baltimore, and then, then the conversation would change crazily if, he wins a Super Bowl with Baltimore. If he wins a Super Bowl over the next 2 years with Baltimore, statue out here, I don't know. Then again, maybe. I don't know. I think that he is, because who we have out there right now? We have Sam Mills out there right now. It wouldn't be right not to have Steve Smith statue out there. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't be right at all. And I'm all about it. You know what I'm saying? You guys let me know how y'all feel. Send me an email to blackandbluepodcast at TeamBoydTV.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at TeamBoydTV. Whatever case may be. Let me know how y'all guys feel about that. And the last thing, well, not the last thing. Well, yeah, because you guys saw the Cam Newton commercial where he made the little video. It was like a video, it's not a commercial. It's a video where he is in his game room and he's challenging Richard Sherman and a bunch of other people to a game of Madden and whatnot. And, and the commercial's cool and it's funny, right? But what a lot of people don't know is that, like, when I saw that video, it kind of took me back like 2 years, because I remember that room. I remember helping the Geek Squad guys set that room up. Now, back then when we first done that room, there was not the new console. We had a Xbox 360 and a PS3 in there. But it's funny because I was watching the video and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I know that room, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to share that because, what I'm saying, like, I do remember helping those guys set that room up 2 years ago. So that was pretty cool. And then the absolute last thing before we move on is, did you guys catch Mike Ditka's comments, about Ron Rivera and the Carolina Panthers? Ron Rivera said that Mike Ditka said that Ron Rivera will win a Super Bowl with the Carolina Panthers, right? And that's what he said. And if you got to check out the article. It's on not TeamBoy. It's on ESPN.com, right? ESPN.com. Mike Ditka was talking about, of course, him and Ron, they got a little history, 85 Bears, Super Bowl, greatest defense ever, all that good stuff. So, but Ditka is saying, he's looking at what's been going on, in a few years that Ron has been the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, the things that have been done, and that kind of stuff. He claims that, it's going to happen. He was like, that Ron Rivera will, lead the Carolina Panthers to their first Super Bowl. And you know what? Before I even saw this, and I think I talked about this, I don't know, maybe a month ago, that I really believe the same thing. You know what I mean? I think that, and it was a shame. That's why I was so upset, that Steve Smith got dismissed the way he did, because I got a feeling it's going to happen in the next 2 years. I got a feeling it's going to happen. It may not happen this year, but we will show that we are ready this year. But in the next 2 years, though, the Queen City will be getting their first Lombardi Trophy. Actually, I think it'll be the Queen City's first major sports championship ever. Cause the Hornets, they flirted with a major championship one time back in the day. But the Panthers, I think in the next 2 years, it will happen. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that. Those are the kind of things that I really wanted to run down and talk to you guys about, before we got into the actual show. The last thing I want to say, man, is, again, thank you to, everybody who has been subscribing to the YouTube channel. Everybody who's been following me on Twitter. I definitely appreciate it. I guarantee you guys will not be disappointed. But you know what? We're going to get into our first break, and then we're going to get into our interview. Check this out, fellas. If you're looking to build your online presence to gain a larger audience, there's only so much that social media can do for you. Although social media is a powerful way to build a following, there's nothing like having your own hosted website. And that's where Domain.com comes in. Domain.com offers the very best in web hosting services. And with plans starting at just under $4 a month, it's super affordable as well. And now, because you guys are faithful followers of TeamBoydTV's Black and Blue podcast, you can get yourself a sweet combo deal if you go to TeamBoydTV.com and click the Domain.com button. Once you click the button, you get redirected to the Domain.com promo page, where you sign up and use the promo code DOMFREE. That's DOMFREE. You get yourself a free domain. That's a free website that you can use to build your audience with. And Domain.com web hosting is packed with bonus features too. Check this out. All web hosting plans come with $100 Google AdWords bonus, $50 Yahoo/Bing search marketing credit, $50 in Facebook advertisement, and free YellowPages.com listing. And get this, a free toll-free phone number if you live in the United States. And if you're like me and you know absolutely nothing about website design, Domain.com even has the awesomely easy drag and drop site builder to get you up and running right away. So what are you waiting for? There's no excuse not to get your online presence rolling right now. Remember, go to TeamBoydTV.com, click the Domain.com button, and use the promo code DOMFREE, that's DOMFREE, to get your free domain to use for your website right now. The Black and Blue Podcast. Welcome back to the Black and Blue Podcast. I'm sitting here, man, with the trash talker of all trash talkers, the voice of the Carolina Panther Nation. I got my man Voice in the building. Say what up to everybody, man.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody out there?
Hey, look, this right here is a momentous occasion, man, because I've been thinking about this since the very first Black and Blue Podcast. I've been thinking about this since day one, having you on. You know what I'm saying?
Really, man?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, I was sitting there because I caught your past couple shows, and I was like, man, you got such a good thing going. I don't know if the voice should even come in and entertain. Dude. It might not be a little bit over my head.
Right. Oh, no, dude. It's Carolina Panther stuff. You can't do it without the voice. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the voice, to chime in on stuff like that, man. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
So let me ask you, man, like, how you been holding up this off season, man? It's been a lot of stuff, man. A lot of things, when you've seen the things that's been going on the internet, and and I ain't want to get all into it, but people been a little shook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This off season's been rough, man. From the Steve Smith being let go,
absolutely. From
all our wide receivers being signed and picked up and losing key people. Not really. Well, I'll go ahead and say like key people on our defense. Mm-hmm. And the voice, I was sitting back like, man, for a minute there, and I released the video, and I was a little upset about how everything was going on with Dave Gettleman.
Absolutely.
But I did sit back. I said, it's got to be a plan.
Absolutely.
And I said, it's got to be a plan. It just cannot be just a mass ecstasy at Bank of America like the way it was. And so I just stood fast, but I did get real heated about just the way the Steve Smith thing was handled. And, it's old, and it's old and crusty right now, but we all Panther fans, we knew how much he meant to our team and stuff. But as of right now I see the vision that Dave Gettleman had. Mm-hmm. And I am more confident in this dude than ever now.
Absolutely.
Because we got cap space right now as of June 1st. That right there hit me in the face like, well, dang. Yeah. And we picked up, I think our defense is going to be better. Mm-hmm. I know we'll get into that a little later on. And our offense, our wide receiver, our offense is the same to me.
Yeah.
I think might be a little bit of upgrade.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking we might be slightly better. Not by leaps and bounds, right?
Yeah.
Not by leaps and bounds.
Not by leaps and bounds, but I don't know how other Panther fans think about it, but I'm a realist.
Absolutely.
29th in passing offense last year.
Yeah.
And they gone.
You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I think about it all the time, man. Like you can't win nothing like that, man. Yeah, the defense was playing their hearts out, man. And and I mean, and Cam was even doing his thing. I mean, the stuff that Cam was doing out there. It's just, when you look at, and this what a lot of non-Panthers fans been throwing at my face. And you probably saw what happened a couple months ago, about a month and a half ago. I got caught up in the nonsense, people running their mouth or whatever. I slipped into a little area that I don't like to go into.
You talking about that Ravens red zone?
Right.
Yeah, yes, I did see that. I did see that. But keep going. I'm sorry.
I kind of got caught up. And, and because, when you hear the same thing, people saying the same stuff over and over, people ain't looking at the tape, man. Because you look at a lot of them games, man, especially like them real close ones, even maybe like you can go to the playoff game, man. If them wide receivers that everybody claimed, ran away from Carolina, if they had to step their game up, I mean, the season would have turned out a little differently. I'm just saying.
Hey, people don't look at it the way us Panther fans look at it, but we could have easily been like 14-2 last season.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
If you really want to sit and break it down,
because that Seattle game and that Buffalo game, I mean, come on now.
And that's what it's a lot of people that's not paying too much attention to that. But hey, I am.
Mm-hmm. Now check this out though, right? We talked about it briefly for a second there. I got caught up listening to what a lot of non-Panthers fans were saying, and and I kind of let it do to me what it shouldn't have done. Now, how you been handling all the talk this off season? Because like I said, I kind of let it get to me.
Yeah, they got you. They didn't get you flustered, but I felt, because I seen in the comments and I seen the video of the little sly little racist comments and stuff. But I just let it go, because really they was just peons, and I didn't really feel like getting too excited in our season.
Right.
But then it got to a point when I did that last video. I'm sorry, but if you haven't checked it out, I think it's an instamatic classic, because when I look at it, if I laugh at myself, I must say that is a good, funny video.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I saw it. I probably saw it like 5 minutes after it went up.
but see what had happened, Q. I said, you know what? These Tampa Bay Buck fans just keep chirping, and these Atlanta fans, the same fans ain't really talking too much. But we had already spoke on the Falcons, and really I told them last year, and that's why I sent that video out from last offseason. I told them they wasn't going to be worth nothing. And then they ended up being 4-12 and made me look even stupid because I gave them too much credit. And I just got tired of all the BS of them just coming on talking about Carolina. We haven't put together a back-to-back winning season. But I am positive and dead set that we will have a back-to-back winning season.
I got a feeling we're going to see the same thing. And speaking of Falcon fans, because, I ain't even ready to go into the Bucks yet, but speaking of Falcon fans, right? And I said this on one of the podcasts a couple weeks ago when I was talking about Carolina Pride and this, that, and the third. Where were these Falcon fans last year? Because I don't remember even seeing them. I really don't.
You know what? I wish I thought about that while I was doing that video, because they show is out in drones today.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they are. That's for my next video, because they were all ghosts. There was a couple of them that still stuck around through that 4-12. But you own it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, because they were, like, right now, man, I don't know. I think I look at Google Plus, man, and I see at least 5 or 6 of them, man, just running, and no disrespect to them, because, the Falcons are the Falcons or whatever, and all that. But all I'm saying is, I didn't see him last year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't see him last year.
And they wasn't around. There was a lot of them that wasn't around. And if they was around, it was wholeheartedly sparingly if they was even close to winning the game, like when they were close to winning that 49ers game. And they would not let that die.
Absolutely.
Okay, you almost beat the 49ers in Candlestick, but you still were 4-12.
Absolutely, man. Crazy stuff, man. Because, I firmly believe when they was doing their offseason stuff, man, and then, with the running back situation, and they, ran Turner out of town, which I think was a mistake on their part.
Big mistake.
And then, then the wide receivers and stuff start getting injured. And I understand injuries are part of the game, and, we ain't going to beat them down because they injured or whatever, but at the same time, we ain't going to just take it easy on them either. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? So, But
and see, and thing about it is, Big Q, like they act like that we didn't have a lot of injuries last year, and that's the thing. Yes, they had some injuries, we had a lot of injuries. Also, we turned the defensive tackle into a guard.
Yes.
And people are not even
right. You know, it's crazy stuff.
Like come on, man.
Right.
We was down to our third string guards.
Right.
So, like I said, man, that was my point. That's why I was so upset, because Matt Ryan he's not elite.
Nope.
He is nowhere near being elite. He's a good quarterback. You know, I can't take that from him. I would say he's a good quarterback. But like I always told him, spaghetti arm, Matt Ryan, he's got a weak arm. He needs them weapons, man. And if he ain't got them weapons, 4-12.
Yeah, and then, you know, and one of the weapons, you know, that they traded in last year, it was Michael Turner. I feel like, you know, Michael Turner not being there exposed him. I mean, yeah, you know, Julio Jones and Roddy White, I ain't gonna take nothing from them. You know, them dudes are good. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know, and the only reason why I think, this is only my personal opinion, because I'm not like, you know, an ESPN guy, nothing like that, but I watch all the games, right? And I saw Michael Turner pretty much, because you got to look out for Michael Turner, because he was busted on you, right? So that let the wide receivers be able to do whatever they wanted to do, you know. And Matt Ryan didn't have to be super accurate. He didn't have to be like had the strongest arm in the world. Not with dudes like Roddy White and you know, and Julio Jones. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right. And like with Turner, he always fell like for 2 yards.
Right.
Even if it be 2nd and 8.
Oh yeah.
You know, like with Jackson and that little bitty dude, I don't even think he's an NFL running back. He's a college running back. I don't even know his name and don't even care to know his name.
Right.
But with Turner, he had lost a little speed, but he ran in between the tackles. Yeah. And that joker, please believe, he always elite 2, 3. If he took a loss, it wouldn't be but a yard.
Absolutely.
But because he was a hard runner, and that was. I think it was more money.
Yeah, but you know, then at the same time I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, you know, it seemed like they brought Jackson in for either the same amount.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, you're all right.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe it was more like they just felt like they can get a little bit more out of Jackson because he was a little bit younger, not by much, but like maybe I think it was like 2 or 3 years or something like that. You know, but I don't know. I just look at Atlanta and say,
I don't want to beat a dead horse on Atlanta, but I'm gonna say one thing because it's a customer that I know on my route, and he's a diehard Atlanta fan, and he's in with them people because he's from Atlanta back to Richmond, Atlanta back to Richmond. When that Abraham deal, like he had talked to Abraham after they had released him and stuff, he said him and Dimitrov didn't get along.
Wow.
It was nothing about his contract, about the money. He said they just did not get along. And you see him ball out for the Cardinals, man.
Yeah, man.
When he left, I was so happy.
But I don't know. I always felt like that Dimitrov dude was a snake anyway. Even, you know, going way back to the whole breakup of the Cleveland Browns and stuff way back in the day. I just never I mean, look at him. He looked like somebody
like a little weasel.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just never. And even the owner, like look at the what's my man say? The owner with that little funny mustache.
You talking about
is it Blank? Arthur Blank?
Arthur Blank.
Them dudes just look shifty. Yeah. They look shifty, man. I don't know. You know, that's why like when that whole Michael Vick thing went down, man, I said, you know what? They gonna completely roast Michael Vick because these dudes ain't gonna play no games with Michael Vick, man. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. You know, but I'm gonna switch gears though, because you know, we got you know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans are like super hype right now, you know, and for good reason, because they've been horrible under Greg Schiano. You know, they brought in my boy who I like, you know, Levy Smith. You know,
I like him too.
Levy brought in you know, his quarterback from Chicago. He brought in McCown. You know what I'm saying? You know, they hype. So do you feel like these dudes got a legitimate reason to be talking as much smack as they talking right now?
Well, you know, with every new head coach, and you know, and this is even in my trash talking mind as I'm attacking these clowns when I be trashing them. But with every new head coach, that is excitement. Yeah, you know what I mean. And he and Levy is proof.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they do have reasons to be excited, but then they need to pump and they need to bleed them brakes.
That's right.
Because the main thing is this. That quarterback, man, Josh McCown. Yeah. Come on, man.
Hey, you know,
man.
Josh McCown he went through the same little situation as what's my man's name who was in playing behind Aaron Rodgers, and then he you know he had that one really spectacular game.
Yeah, your boy, they sent out he sent him out to Seattle and then lost his job.
And then like last year, he made his way back to Green Bay.
Back to Green Bay.
Yeah, whatever that dude. You know how he had that one spectacular game.
Flynn.
Flynn. And they trying to use that as like, hey, look, this is a proven grade A quarterback, and you had he had like 4 good games. McCown had like 4 good games toward the end of the season.
Come on, Q, man. They don't warrant $10 million. I think they're paying that joker $10 million a year.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is crazy.
They're paying a bag-up quarterback $10 million a year. So that right there tells me, organizationally, they are still fragile. I hate that the owner has passed away.
Yeah.
We give them a shout out on that. But organizationally, they are fragile.
Yeah.
You don't give no bag-up quarterback. He would have played for $4 million.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a bag-up.
That's right.
And wouldn't nobody else going to pay him over $4 million. Our league minimum.
Oh, yeah.
And I just don't. But they got so much talent because, and I hate to take a shot at our Panthers, Q, but I look at it like this, man. But it's real talk, and this for all the Panther fans out there. When we was losing all these games and we kept, like, we had them bad seasons, we kept compounding these top 10 draft picks. And that's where all these big names come from, like the Kikleys, the Cams, you know what I mean, the Stars. And Tampa Bay has been getting them top 10 picks for moons, man.
Yes, they have.
For moons. Last year they lost it because they gave it away for old Darrelle Revis. It's about time for them to break through, but they have not hit on a quarterback yet.
No, they haven't. And they've been,
And until they hit on that quarterback, they're going to still hover around. The best they can pull out of there, even with Lovett, is 9-7. That's the best they'll be able to pull out in our division.
Because I actually felt like, the whole, unceremonious, exit of Josh Freeman last year was a little premature. This dude had been playing pretty good with the crap they gave him ever since he came in the league.
That is true, too. That is true. He did play. It wasn't like, because he go 10-6 1 year?
Yes, he did.
Right then.
So his interception count gets a little crazy, and he playing with, these, he ain't really got nobody to play with, and all of a sudden they want to show him to do it. Like Greg Schiano systematically was breaking that team apart, man. He set them back like 2 years. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Hopefully they'll come out of it because I like to see the competition in the NFC South. I really do. I mean, because what we saw last year, man, was New Orleans and Carolina banging it out. And, and as much as I loved it and all, it felt too easy. You know what I mean? It just felt like, it wasn't enough competition in the South.
Q. I like it not stressful, Q. I like it not stressful.
That's cool. I mean, but like I'm saying, at the end of the day, we watch football to watch football. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you, man, but I kind of like them non-stressful games on Sunday.
Man, look at that final game, Carolina versus Atlanta, man. Like, who even watched that game? I mean, it wasn't even no need to watch it.
I was watching it, and I was a little nervous until Cam threw that 150 miles per hour fastball to Olsen. I was like, good gracious, you gonna catch that or eat it?
Oh, absolutely, man. And that's cool. And I think, the Saints will be okay. I think they ain't really struggling too much. I don't think they did too much to set their team back. I didn't see them do too much stuff to really improve that much.
Status quo. Yeah, they status quo. Yeah. They the same Saints, man. Yeah. They the same Saints. It's gonna be tough because of Breeze, man. He is elite. And when you have that elite quarterback,
he's very elite, but you know what? He showed me some stuff last year, though. And I look at stuff like the San Francisco game, the Seattle game, and the first Carolina game in New Orleans, man. Drew Brees looked like if you get hands on him, man, he ain't.
But see, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
And I was going, but I'm doing it on the Black and Blue podcast, so I'm going to go ahead and share my secrets. I figured out last year about watching the games and stuff, and even watching them play against San Francisco, watching them play against Seattle, and even us. That first game down there, when they beat us down in the Superdome, they were running them screens. They were throwing screens and seams.
Absolutely.
And I did a video about that. And then that next time we played them, we adjusted to it, and we stopped screens, and we stopped the seams, and they could not do nothing else. They couldn't run the ball. It was just amazing. That was honestly, that's the best defensive football game I have ever seen.
Yes, it was actually pretty good.
Carolina Panthers play, man. Ever.
It was really
ever. I seen us play Tampa Bay back in like I want to say 02 or 3 when Julius Peppers blocked like it was Jenkins and Peppers blocked like extra points.
Yeah, that was 03, 04. Yeah, that was 03. That was the Cardiac Cats, right? Yeah, I remember that.
12-9 win.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But that defense, that game against the Saints was Oh my God, that was the best defensive game I've ever seen.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't know. I think the Saints will continue to, to try to, lock because they think they pretty much own the South. They think they do. They think,
Q, let me ask you a question, Q. Do you think the Saints are the favorite?
Right now, as it sits right now, and it's crazy to hear me say this because I think completely different in a certain way. But yeah, I think when you look at the grand scheme of things, if you grade the 4 teams in the division, you got to put them at number one. With Carolina just being barely below them, not by much, but just by a little bit.
And you know why I agree with you wholeheartedly. And you know why I'm gonna say this? If you look at the Saints schedule, they got a great way of jumping out to being like 7-0.
Oh yeah,
man.
oh yeah.
I was like, look at this mess. They don't start out fast again.
And once they pick up their speed, man, they be going, man. They're like,
don't they?
They have to get hit in the mouth really hard to get it slowed down.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I think Carolina, if we can, because I think what they did the season before when Cam, what they claimed was his sophomore slump, I think Carolina used that season to, set up and let everybody know about the defense, right? That was Ron Rivera. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to establish that. And then, of course, last year we were trying to work on the offense, but it's kind of hard to work on the offense when in the back of your mind, and we looking back now because it's like 2020 is hindsight, and maybe this is what it was about. These guys ain't going to be around forever. Like, these guys are on one-year deals and stuff. So we need to try to emphasize and work on other things like the running game and, and Cam's, and me, like I said, me and JB talked long and hard about Cam's injury, him coming back. They reintroducing and reestablishing that read option, which everybody talked a lot of crap about in Cam's second season. Then they took it away from him, and you saw what happened.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That first year, he was tearing them up.
Oh, yeah. I think we're going to see it again. The ankle is going to be nice and strong. Yeah. I think you got to do it.
That's some good points, too. Yeah. I didn't even know they was bringing back the read option.
Oh, yeah, because you think about it, right? I mean, they ain't nothing official, but they say if you look at what they've been doing, they still got that high-priced Jonathan Stewart who get hurt, every year.
Oh,
He's still on the roster.
And they say this is the first time since he was I think even his rookie year he was hurt. This is the first time he ever been at the first OTA.
You know what I'm saying? And that's ridiculous, but he's still on the roster,
that's
right?
Ridiculous.
So you got to think about
For the next 2 years. He can't go nowhere.
Yeah, he's still on the roster. They still got Tolbert on the roster. You know what I mean? And then look at the receivers they brought in. They brought in guys who were possession style guys, not no stretch the field, burn a dude and, up the field type guy, possession dudes who can do that intermediate stuff, right? And then you got Cam Newton just, when he got that ankle straightened out, they're gearing up for something. You know what I'm saying? They really are,
I heard something about they had a new offensive consultant. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I did.
I think he was with the St. Louis Rams, I want to say. Okay, so it is true then. I didn't know if that was true or not. I said, I'm going to ask Q when I get on.
And, and I wanted to ask you about this, too, since we're changing the subject. I heard some stuff was swirling around today. I was on the internet, trying to check stuff out. Weird nonsense coming out about Danny Amendola. Have you seen this yet?
Yes, I did see a look about the rumors that the Panthers might trade for Amendola.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, what are we going to give up? I mean, because honestly, I really don't feel like we're in a position, especially now that we finally freeing that cap up to be giving away no draft picks. I just, I can't do that.
I know he always hurt also.
Yeah.
Amendola, he's kind of fragile.
I always been a fan of Amendola, though, because he is a playmaker when he's healthy. You know what I mean?
But you know what? That Amendola thing do sound kind of could have some creed to it because if you think about it, they brought that guy in from St. Louis. And he already knows the offense. They're going to put Amendola in the slot.
Oh, yeah.
That do kind of. Yeah.
Because right now, who going to be playing our slot? Avant? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Probably, Cartry or Avant?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I saw the little Amendola thing, and I was like, okay. I mean, it got, it sounded okay, but I'm just more worried about what they're going to give up for him. That's what I'm mostly concerned about, because I don't feel like we got no surplus of players just hanging around in the locker room that we can just.
Well, you know what? But for Panther fans to be cool about, one thing we do know, Dave Gettleman with his track record, he ain't gonna give up much. Right. It might be a 6th or a 7th,
right,
and it might just be a 7th round pick.
Right. And Bill Belichick, a lot of times he will stockpile them late round picks. He don't
exactly.
care.
So hey, we'll see what happens. I can't wait to see it come down the pipe.
You can hear the Black and Blue podcast on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere. Stitcher is an award-winning free app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover from 20,000 news, entertainment, and sports shows. You can create custom playlists of over 20,000 shows to discover. Rate and review the Black and Blue podcast on Stitcher, available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad. And over 4 million car dashboards, on demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcast. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store. The boys are back. The dopest live NFL show on YouTube returns for season 2 of TeamBoydTV Live, featuring an all-star cast from TeamBoydTV, starring JB, Class from Get With It Sports, and your host, Big Q, bringing you their flavor of that real barbershop-style NFL talk with a little comedy flair. It's TeamBoydTV Live, premiering live Wednesday, July 9th at 7:30 p.m. See youtube.com/TeamBoydTV Turbo or www.teamboydtv.com for details. And now, back to our program, the Black and Blue podcast. You know, we're gonna get into some other stuff, but let's swing it back to you real quick, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I remember, was it last season or the year before? I can't really remember. First time I saw a voice video, you know. Last season. Yeah, last season. What I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, who is this cat? But you know, I was like, this dude is like, you know, he is like wide open, you know, in your face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't even know how the video came. I haven't came across the video. Maybe somebody shared it somewhere and I don't even know. But I just know that when I saw that video, man, I was like, this dude right here is exactly what Panther Nation need. You know, and it's funny, and I was talking to my brother about this the other day, that when you came on the scene, it wasn't too many people publicly saying, hey, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, and on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Since your arrival, though, you see where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, you know and see, like when I came in, I've been doing the net. I'm going on my 3rd year doing my YouTube channel with representing the Panthers as a trash talker, not as an analyst, but a trash talker. But I do mix with my trash talk. I mix the football in it, so you know that I ain't just some stupid idiot hollering and cussing over the. And please, all your listeners, let them know if you get the women. Well, the women can listen, but get the kids out of the room. Get the kids up out Get the kids out of the room. It's 18 and up. That's right. It's rated R when the boys get on the branch. That's right. But like when I first came in, Big Q, and I was found by a Falcons fan because really, my wife was like, "You always going to these games. Why don't you just?" Because she knew about YouTube. I didn't even know about YouTube. Never been on it. Another time, like, why don't you just get you a blog and just talk about the Panthers? And I started out just like in a cordial setting, talking about, like, you know, the acquisitions. This is the year we went 7-9. It's been 2 years ago. And I said, well, and then all of a sudden, I had people from the TTC that was coming in on the videos. And they was chopping my videos up and putting me on their videos, talking about, look at this crazy crackhead, all kinds of. And then the fire started right then. The fire was lit, and I was like, well, what is the TTC? You know what I mean? Then a Falcons bid maker, a Falcon. I give them props, I always do. He said, the only thing you got to do is acknowledge you in the TTC, and it's a trash talk circle, and we represent our teams, and it's a pretty large group. And then I did it. But I did not know that I would have took off the way I did, because I'm not tooting my horn on it, but I am like one of the, out of all the TTC, I'm probably one of the video makers that is must see. If you see, no, I 100% agree. I agree. You know, and if there's a lot of sneak jabs took it to Carolina Panthers, it's only to try to get my attention. To see if I will do a video. But I'm a working man. I in off season. If you catch a video here from me, be lucky. Yeah, because you know, it's funny because you know, you said just what I was thinking, because, like, you know, when I'm sitting there on Google Plus, you know, checking things out, and you know, when I saw the little the little thing that people were saying about the whole Carolina Steve Smith thing. And I was like, so, you know, when I was doing my little video, I was like, whose attention are you trying to get? I mean, like, what's going on here?
That's all it was, man. And I heard you said, I see you, because you sound like a trash talker right there for me today, Q. Right. I said, Q sounded like a trash talker. Oh, yeah, but my boy 49 Cent left a comment. He was like, yo, he's like, yo, I see that, you know, if that TTC gonna take over your soul. And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I got other things that, you know, I love the TTC. Don't get it wrong. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. You know, and I've said this plenty of times on our shows and on the Black and Blue podcast. I absolutely love it. You know, it's just that some people, and one of the things I don't like about a TTC is the thing that makes it more appealing for everybody else is that anybody can be in it, and I don't like that because I feel like a lot of people just don't have what it takes to do it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't.
And that's just, it's my personal opinion. No shot at nobody.
It ain't no shot, but it's true though. Right. And it's a good form to talk about it because you, as an observer, you watch the TTC.
Right. Yeah.
And it is, I ain't gonna say half, but it's a little over half of video makers that really, like, you hit the snooze fest. Like, why is this joker even make a video? And you won't even look at it. Right. Like, it's a lot of videos I won't even look at because I already know. Yeah. But then there are some, and it's some great ones.
Oh,
you know
there's some good ones out there.
And I don't feel I'm the best.
Right. Yeah, and with some good dudes out there.
It's like 3 video makers that I'm like, man, these dudes need their own syndicated radio show.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I look at people like, you know, like 49 Cent. This dude is just hilarious to me. And and the way he presents his videos, you know, it's his own little style. It's awesome.
Exactly.
You know, what's the man's name? McCarver. I like him too.
McCarver,
You know, I like, my man 24/7 Seahawks. He was even on our show one time.
24/7.
I like him too. You know what I mean? You know,
and I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you've seen much of his videos, but it's a cowboy video. 2 of them. Mm-hmm. You got J Wad. Have you seen J Wad?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's like that. He's like the biggest one. Like, he got the most subs and all this, but he's been around from the beginning. Uh-huh. But he is hilarious.
Oh, okay.
You hear me?
Yeah.
He is hilarious. But he don't do many videos, but he do them during the season and stuff.
Right.
And he's great. And then Simons, I like Simons until Simons get to going out here. He'll go left field. He'll end up coming back.
I like Simons too. I just wish Simons would turn his cell phone the horizontal way when he shoot his videos. That's the only thing I was like. You know me, I'm all about the presentation. I'm just saying this is my thing. It's one that, like, before I even start listening to what you're saying, I'm checking out your presentation. That's just the way I am. And, you know, when he keeps the phone straight up like that, dude, it looks weird. I'm just saying, you know. But yeah, he's cool. Yeah. He's cool people, though. You know, he's cool. You know, a lot of them dudes is cool. You know, even the old guy, the Cardinals dude, who took a little shot at me one time because, you know, they invited me to the TTC Google Plus group, so I accepted, even though I'm not in the TTC. But, you know, they invited me to the community. So, you know, whenever I was posting stuff, you know, the Cattle Dog, he had a little something to say about it, but I didn't respond. I was like, okay, whatever, man. You know,
that's Cat Dog. Yeah, Cat Dog. Yeah, Cat Dog is trip, man. I like Cat Dog too. But, you know, he does good videos. Yeah, he does. Like, you'll watch him. Right. So if you don't watch him, then you would not even know who Cat Dog is.
Right. Yeah.
And I will endorse Cat Dog. He's a little crazy and wild with it, but he's a good one too out there. Oh, yeah. But a lot of people that don't know about the TTC, it can consume you.
Yes.
And it can, like, as a video maker, it can have you, like, really pissed off to the point where I would really smack this. Like, if I'd have been younger and all that, I want to find this cat.
Yeah.
But
like toward the end of the last season, there was a lot of stupid stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
And it made me it turned me off the TTC for a little bit because, you know, I was like, you know what, I enjoy watching these dudes, you know, go at each other like this, man. But then, you know, we started seeing a lot of silly stuff.
People posting families on Facebook and all that. That's the side where everybody said it's going to kill the TTC and all this and that. Yeah. But I can't say, like, nobody never really took it there with me because really, if it ever got to that point where they pulling Facebook pictures and all that, I ain't gotta make YouTube videos. It's y'all's loss. I just do it. To be honest, I'm not trying to be cocky about it, but I just do it for fun. Right. I would do it for Panther fans.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd block everybody and just do it for Panther fans.
Right. You know, and that stuff is crazy, but I'm glad that a lot of the dudes who've been doing it, you know, kind of addressed it, you know, and I see that it's kind of changing a little bit. It's still a couple weirdos out there doing weird stuff, but you know, that's going to come with the territory, and that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that you guys have a really good thing. It's very entertaining. You know what I mean? And I watch it. I watch it. I definitely watch it. Even though, you can't possibly watch everybody because there's way too many people. You know what I mean? But, the ones, a lot of dudes I see D1 Chosen. I see, a couple other cats, that just pop
He's
up.
another, D1 Chosen is another one, man. He's coming on. I knew, but see, I knew when he first came out last year, like in the off season. Well, no, it was during the season. I made a comment to him. I said, you got some there, brother. Keep repping. Right. I knew it, and now he don't even know it, I don't think. I hope he listens to your podcast, but I don't think he really know his potential at trash talking because he's flowing.
Yes, he is.
He's not pausing like he used to, and it's getting easy and natural to him. I'm like, boy, what you about to do? Stand up? Because he be having me dying.
Oh, he's funny. The only thing I would, if he asked me for some advice, I would just tell him, don't force it. Because we had the same conversation too. I was like, look, the minute you start becoming, a character or whatever, then, it loses its original appeal. Because I think the dude was funny, but then sometimes I see he try to force things, and then I'm like, you need to,
exactly.
Don't force it, man.
Yeah, you definitely on the TTC, Oh, yeah. And then there's plenty of views and there's plenty of things like you get noticed by a lot of people. While we on your show, I go ahead and tell you. You remember last year I had them couple videos go viral, and I called you like, yo,
Q. We talked about it.
And I was like, Q, man, these videos that went viral, man. Right. I'm getting 30,000 views on a video, and it's on these national websites. I was kind of freaking out. You were just like, yo, man, just let it happen, man.
That's right. Because that's kind of, and I see people like, my boy, I don't even know if he's a TTC guy anymore, but I know he used to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, EDP 445.
Oh, no, I don't think he ever was in a TTC.
But, one of his videos ended up on TV. You know what I'm saying? On Comedy Central.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
He's a funny dude. You know what I'm saying? Him and his homegirl, Delia, they cool. So, when people always say, listen, I hear you shouting out folk all the time. This is the reason why, because, I do what I do because they enjoy doing what they do. I watch these guys, they may or may not watch me. It don't even really matter. This is me letting them know, hey, listen, I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's pretty entertaining, and it's all good, it's all good, so. The last thing, man, we got to go. We got to look at this because I haven't had your scoop on it. I've heard, I've seen a couple videos where you kind of mentioned a few things about looking forward. Because I joined Carolina Cat Chronicles on their. They had a live stream on draft night, and I was hanging out with them. And when our pick came up, that 28 pick came up. And, we selected Kelvin Benjamin. These dudes lost their minds, man. I had to sit there and try to calm them dudes down.
I was watching. I started watching part of it, but then my phone had went out. I haven't got all the way through it yet.
Right.
And I seen that you was keeping them kind of calm.
Yeah, man. Because, these guys, and I love them to death. They're my boys. But they read everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes...
They the big four abbreviations.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything they say.
Yeah. So when you read that much stuff, and they ain't wrong because some people like it like that. They like to read every single stat and figure and go and look at all this game film and they do all this stuff and which people like them, Louis, other people, even like Football Guru to a certain extent. I don't know if he does it the same as he used to back in the day, but they used to consume all this football knowledge. And it clouds their judgment. You know what I'm
saying?
So I'm like, no, dude, you look at it as a fan, man. Like this Kelvin Benjamin guy. And I mean, I ain't seen nothing but a couple videos from rookie minicamp. I don't know. I just feel like, watching, looking at his story, looking at what he did in college, checking out, a little bit of, I think I watched maybe 2 or 3 videos maybe. I think no matter how you slice it, this dude is a good thing for this team.
Great is a great thing, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to get your take on it.
Let me tell you something, man. Like Dave Gettleman said, and for everybody out there, Dave Gettleman said, "You can't teach 6'5", 240. That's God's gift.
That's right.
And when you talk about 40 times, people talk about he ran a 4'6", 4'5",
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, they think that's slow. Let me tell you something. When you are 6'5", normally your top end speed don't hit till you hit the 30-meter mark.
That's right.
This joker can burn. He can blaze.
I think so. You put him on a football field.
On a football field, he can blaze. Them long legs, that stride gonna open up. But I'm gonna tell you the thing I was most impressed with him about. And really I wanted Kelvin Benjamin right before they start breaking. When you had that long wait for the draft. Then you got NFL Network. ESPN talking about he's a second round pick, all this and that. They started ranking him late. I'm going to tell you when I wanted him. Just like when I said I wanted Cam Newton, and when they kept saying we need to take Blaine Gabbert.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you when I said I wanted him. Do you remember the national championship game? He caught a pass from Winston, and it was over. He looked over his right shoulder, and he turned and caught it over his left shoulder. And he was being covered by an NFL DB. He got drafted.
Right.
His ball skills is ridiculous. And if you can locate a football, and I heard Dave Gettleman and Ricky Prohl say like how they are amazed at how he locates, and it does help that he got huge hands. But if you can track a football and locate a football with that size, sky's the limit for him. Man.
I'm trying to tell you.
And then I've been keeping up on it, Big Q. You in Charlotte, and I know that you know, and you know that I know that them jokers has been him and Killer Cam Newton has been hanging out.
Yeah, they've been chilling. You know what I'm saying? They've been chilling. They gonna get their relationship together. They're gonna be real tight. Hey, look out for Kelvin Benjamin, Rookie of the Year. You know what? I'm thinking
Big
so
things.
because you know your boy Sammy Watkins already think he got it, but you know,
no.
But you know, I think.
Sammy is a beast, though.
He is a beast, but I think with the type of quarterback that Cam is, and his arm strength and the way he throw the ball, I mean, Kevin Benjamin is nothing but greatness for Cam. You know what I mean? That's gonna be awesome. They're gonna be acting like they in the backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, like a broken play. Cam running around, just throw it up, just throw it high.
I'm telling you,
come on, man.
Yeah, and like I was saying in the podcast last week, and everybody was talking about, well, who is Jericho Cottrell and who is Jason Avant and who is Tyquan Underwood? Listen, they must have knew that they were going to take Kelvin Benjamin because they surrounded this guy with these sure-handed possession receivers. I'm telling
Class X.
I'm telling you, you know.
Class X, yes.
I don't know, man. People, they read too much into stuff, man.
And Big Q, I know we're on this, but I'm going to ask you one more thing. What do you think about before, I don't want to sing your show too long, but I got to hear it from you. What do you think about the Deku and the Harper signing? You know,
at first, my first reaction was desperation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, cause
really, okay, I'm listening.
My first reaction was desperation. I was like, okay, well, you know, we had to do something. You know, these guys were out there; they weren't asking for a whole lot of money. You know, since people like Munnerlin and them decided they wanted to go out and chase that dollar. You know, and I was like, okay, you know, but then you know, I thought about it, right? And I thought about Harper, and I thought about the battles that Steve Smith and him had back in the day. This dude is no slouch, okay? You know what I'm saying? He is no slouch.
He'll thump you.
Oh, yeah. Thomas Day Cool, man. He's a head buster, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and Atlanta didn't see his worth. Now, we've seen in the past, and, you know, I've said this before, but we've seen in the past where people like Ted Ginn Jr. or Mike Tolbert or somebody who's been floundering and just wasting away and just like rotting on a team come to Carolina and just flourish. Become something so beautiful. You know what I mean? And I got a feeling that, you know, Day Cool is that guy. I do.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you what Floydman with Deku. He was a Pro Bowler that year. They went 13-3, and people are sleeping on this signing. You know, we paid him pretty decent though. It ain't like he got like a little BS salary. I think what they gave him like $4 million.
Yeah, you know,
that's a lot for a safety.
It is. Yeah.
But he's a cover safety, and he's 6'2". I did not know he was 6'2".
Wow, I didn't either.
He's 6'2".
Yeah. I thought he was around the same height as Harper because I know Harper's a little shorter than that.
No, he is tall, man. He's tall and lanky. And so, like, that pressure we going to bring, man, I'm telling you, our defense, top 3 again.
I think so, too, because you know what? I think we kind of fell off a little bit last year because we had a little bit of inexperience in the secondary. And, you know, they got exploited a little bit, you know, especially, like, by Drew Brees and whatnot. You know, and these guys, they've been around the block a few times, man. You know, and I feel like, you know, you bring a little bit of experience to that secondary, you know, and along with the young guys that we held on to from last season, I think they're going to be good.
And then moving Godfrey back to corner. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. I think that's because he ain't nothing but a ball hog.
Oh, yeah.
And he will thump you.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's going to play that same role as Captain Mullen. And it's I always liked Godfrey.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe he took a pay cut the way he did to stay.
Right.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I was too. But then again, maybe he was watching what was going on out there, man, because, you know, it's still so many people out there right now who never found a job. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know what, I ain't trying to be one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a good thing going here. And maybe he going to parlay into next season because, you know, they had a good thing last season. You know what I mean? And, the dudes that left, I kind of, we already saw Dominic Hickson. He took a chance. You saw what happened to him. He's done. Man. And now not only is he done with the season ending injury, the Bears done terminated his contract. He's finished. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Crazy stuff. And then, you got the other guy still up in Chicago. What was his name?
Wide receiver.
Yeah. Was it LaFell? Was it LaFell? No,
LaFell went to New England.
Okay. I know. Hickson went up there, and then somebody else went up there too. But that dude is still around, and he's still doing. I don't know. I just felt like they were taking a chance. If I was any one of them dudes, I mean, especially Brendan LaFell, who Carolina actually reached out to him and was trying to do a deal with the guy, and he was just like, I'm just gonna go and chase the money. It ain't like he was a superstar, I'm just saying, I get a little perturbed by, especially Ted Ginn Jr. And I said this on the Black and Blue podcast before. Ted Ginn Jr. makes me absolutely sick because, we saved him. You know what I'm saying?
We did. We saved his career.
We saved him. And
Cam Newton saved his career.
And he did us like that, man. So I don't know. I can't really. I ain't gonna wish nothing bad on him. I don't want him to have no ACL injury and nothing like that.
But that was my guy too, man.
Yeah.
I shouted him out so much.
Oh, yeah.
And I took a lot of heat from him. Talking about he can't catch a beach ball.
Right. Yeah, me too.
And look, we didn't give him $12 million. We got him a $12 million contract.
Oh yeah. So they come to Carolina. And that's why I'm thinking. Godfrey was like, you know what, these dudes are crazy. You know what I'm saying? We had a good thing here in Carolina. I'm gonna take a little bit of a pay cut this year. But when we get back into the playoffs next year and the season is over or whatever, they're gonna be like saying, "Hey, listen, dude, you stuck with us." They're gonna reward them because then they have money to pay people. See, them dudes, they ran away a little too early, man. I believe they
ran away. Dang, you own it. You own it, Big Q. Man, these big and fluctuating contracts, they dropping.
Oh yeah.
It really is after this season because D'Angelo comes off the books.
That's right. And Beeson comes off the books.
To be like that. D'Angelo comes off the books, and really. I hate to say, but I want big money to stay, though. Yeah. I love Charles Johnson.
Yeah, I do too.
But Charles Johnson money can come off the books. That's 17 million.
Yeah, but I believe he will. I believe he will restructure if it's a guarantee that he'll get to play with Hardy. Now I think it all depends on what they do with Hardy. You know what I mean? If they can keep Hardy here, I think Johnson will be like, you know what, I'll stay.
Yeah. I just don't want that. I just don't want Atlanta to mess around and jump up and try because they didn't try it one time. Right. That's why we overpaid. Well, we didn't overpay, but kind of overpaid a little bit because Atlanta was pressing to get him back to Georgia, and Hurney throwed all that money at him. Yeah. But it's all to the good. That's water under the bridge. A lot of people don't know much about that, but I do because I was following it during that time. Right. Like, we do not need him in Atlanta.
Right. No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I don't know. I just when I think about the way things transpire in the off season, and everybody was pointing a finger at Dave Gettleman, including myself for a hot second. I did too.
I did too.
For a minute. And then I had to sit back and be like, what is going on? Let me see if I can understand this from a general manager's perspective. You know what I mean? We don't know what the conversations were like. Ted Ginn and, Dominic Hickson. And Dominic Hickson, I don't even know why he was even running his mouth because he did. What did he do? He caught one touchdown pass.
One touchdown pass.
And
against the Saints.
Yeah, albeit it was a pretty spectacular, big moment. But at the same time, you ain't even do nothing. He didn't even get on the field until like halfway through the season, right?
And then got a contract.
It's ridiculous to me. I don't understand it. And Ted Ginn, just like I said, he makes me sick right now. You know what I mean? And but at the same time, my brother would say, look, you harboring all these ill feelings toward these guys, and these dudes was trying to do what's best for them and their family. I'm gonna tell you what my wife, what Vernie tells me all the time. Anytime an athlete comes on TV and says something stupid like, I was doing what was best for my family to feed my family. Oh, she goes completely nuts every time they say that. You know what I'm saying? She was like, what, I'm trying to do the best for my family, but you're making millions of dollars.
Exactly.
You can't put grocery in your house.
It ain't that hard when you're making that kind of cake.
Right, you know what I mean? Crazy stuff, man. But I don't know. I just felt some kind of way when that stuff was happening because I felt like, maybe they didn't see the same thing that we saw as fans because I felt like last season was magical, man. I saw the Panthers play the way they were playing. And the thing that really made me think that it was really a special thing is because nobody thought they would do it except for us.
Except for us. Exactly.
You know what I mean? The Panthers fans, they saw it. They was like, look, this is going to be some stuff. Y'all need to pay attention. But everybody thought it was crazy.
We seen it coming, man.
Oh, yeah.
We seen it coming like I always, like people think that our defensive line was good last year.
Uh-huh.
Our defensive line, oh my God, our front seven this year,
right.
Dude, it literally give me goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because Starr and Short and Elwes, man, and Cole came back. You know,
I saw that.
Cole resigned.
Yeah.
And, man, this defense is going to it could possibly be number one, man.
Because you know what, we had that number one spot for a second last year.
That's right.
You know, but I feel like this time they will be able to sustain it and keep it going. Because either way, everybody talking about, you know, and I heard a couple of Tampa Bay fans talking about Greg Hardy and how, you know, he ain't really going to do what he need to do. But, you know, either way, even if we lose him at the end of the season, he still got to play for a contract somewhere else. So he still got to he still got to do his thing.
He got to do his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he going to play.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing about the Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
The Kraken is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And he, but not crazy like that, but to me, he's field crazy. He's an alpha.
He is because he
man.
loves competition, man. You know, he just don't want to. You know, as you know, during the Black and Blue Park, I played a conversation that he had with Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith was asking him, like, you know, what happened during the season, like how did they turn it on the way they did, and he said, you know, point blank, he just got tired of losing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we losing all the time. Like this ain't fly. You know what I mean? To be losing all the time. So you know what? Whatever, maybe people rank us as being, you know, whatever, but we can prove them wrong, you know, and they did. They won probably 4 more games than most people even said they were going to. Now, me, myself, I thought they would win at least 10, you know, I did, you know what I mean?
I had them at 11-5 at the beginning of the year.
See, I don't know. See,
and they won 1 more than I thought.
Yeah, and won 2 more than I thought, you know what I mean? And honestly, like you said earlier, you know, they very well could have easily had the other 2, you know, the Buffalo Seattle stuff. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I'm just saying, very easily.
And see, and with this season, what you thinking? 10-6.
You know, I'm thinking at least 10 again. You know what I'm saying? And you never know. And then the way that schedule just looking, the way it plays out, it's kind of in our favor. You know, I think that if we get an early run going, I'm telling you, man,
that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. And Q, I hate the voices starting to come out of me, but I'm telling you, this is going to be. We always had slow starts the first 3 years with Cam Newton. Yeah. I guarantee, I am willing to bet the bank that we jump out.
Oh, yeah.
I see us at 6-2. I see us starting out 6-2, and then that's when we're going to have to start grinding for these daggone, you know what I mean? Yeah. Grind these wins out.
I mean, because we'll trip up maybe. I mean, like I'm saying right now, early as it is right now, that we may trip up going down to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, and I don't know what Atlanta got cooking with all their guys back. I don't know. It's a question for me right now because I haven't, like, the last image I had of the Falcons was just them just being the worst team in the division.
Q, don't even worry about the Falcons. Right. I have tried and I didn't beat this drum about them Falcons. I told them after they lost. to the 49ers. I said, your window's closed. Right. Because they should have never been 13-3 that year, and they can get mad all they want. Right. All of those games they won.
Oh, you know what really makes them mad? Because, and I said this on the show, you know, arguing with JB and you know, and Vernie, is that, you know what, they played the AFC West. They played the AFC West. They played Peyton and them, right? Yeah, they played Peyton and them. Right. And you know, and they pretty much walked the dog on that whole division. You know, they got 4 easy wins just like that.
Just like that. Because Peyton threw like 4 interceptions. Right. And
you know? And I was like, no, ain't no way in the world y'all supposed to be here. You know what? And Seattle showed them. No, not Seattle. Who was it? It was San Francisco who showed them what time it was. Yeah, San Francisco showed them what time it was. Like, y'all don't belong here. You know?
And their defense is tissue.
Yeah.
And they trying to address it. But mark my words, I'm going to be the first to say it. I was going to put this in my next video. My bold predictions. Mike Smith going to be fired after this season. They gonna fire him.
It's about time, though.
Exactly.
It really is.
They're going to fire him after this year.
Yeah, it's about time.
Because the Atlanta fan base, they're not like the Panther fan base. But you know, they don't know. Like, Panther fan, and even the Saints fan base. The only reason why, because I was stationed in New Orleans, the only reason why that it is so vibrant and jubilant now, because the Saints has been, since Breeze been, they've been in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I ain't gonna take nothing from them.
But if they fall off, if the Saints would have had a 4-12 year, like when I say they dangling them feet off the side of the UAP long bridge, hey, look at here. They be dangling them, man.
Oh, yeah.
They ready to jump off. They jumping off the ship, man.
No, man, I seriously believe that Matt Ryan, you know, and them just getting to the playoffs every year since he's been there, that's been saving Mike Smith. You know what I'm saying? Even though they only won one of those 4 games. Has it been 4 games? Yeah, it's been 4 games, right? 4 or 5. And you know, they only won one of them, you know, but this getting there every year. And that's another thing I was upset about is that the year that they fired Lovie Smith with that 10-6 record that he had.
That's ridiculous.
You know, and they didn't say nothing to Mike Smith when, you know, Lovie Smith done won playoff games. He done been to the Super Bowl. This dude couldn't even get past the wild card round in the playoffs, and he still got a job. You know, I was upset about that.
Yeah. You know? It's ridiculous, man.
Right. You know, I was all bent out of shape about that, man. It was crazy stuff, you know. But anyway, man, look, this right here been off the chain, sitting here hollering at my boy, The Voice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man!
Hey, look, you got anything you want to parting shots you want to say to the fans of the Black and Blue podcast before we get out of here, man?
Hey, look at Black and Blue podcast fans. Y'all got the greatest host on you, not YouTube, because this stuff here, internet, worldwide. Oh, yeah. Believe that.
I appreciate it.
I said, man, I said, look at Q, because I reached out to you, and I was hoping that you would let me come and grace your show, because you got the best show ever, bro.
Oh man, I appreciate it so much. Really, you know, because and this one,
man, I'm on to listen to you.
Yeah, this won't be your only time. Look, you will be on here quite often. You know, so you'll be on here quite often. You know, and like I said, since the very first day that I was doing it, I was like, you know what? I need to get my boy The Voice on here. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this is a Panthers thing. Man. And I know I can't really chop it up with nobody about Panther stuff like I can chop it up with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Because we know our team. That's one thing.
Oh, absolutely.
We can speculate about other teams, but we can look from the outside in like, yeah, they a little weak on this, they weak on that, they strong at this, but we know about it. Well, we weak and strong,
Right. Yeah, because, you know.
But I'm gonna close out and let the people know, hey, look here. Y'all want a little change of pace? Y'all can look me up on YouTube as The Voice2525. Right. Just remember, don't have the kids in the room.
That's right. Because you know what? I was thinking to myself, and I was like, I ain't gonna ask him to do it. But you know, we made it this far in the show, and you ain't gave it to the people yet. You know what they want to hear, man, and you got to give it to them.
oh, most definitely. Also imitated. Never mother. It's the show, baby. Duplicated.
Good stuff, man. Hey, listen, man. I want to thank you again for coming over here and hanging out with me, man. This has been a pleasure all day.
No, thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Anytime, man. And Panther Nation, stand up.
What up, peeps? When you're done listening to our partners at TeamBoydTV and you want to hear more sports talk that is no holds barred, just like at your favorite barbershop, come on over to Get With It Sports, a place where you get your sports with a little swag. Check out our videos on YouTube at Get With It Sports 2, that's the number 2, and watch Glass and Brandon as they give you their best in the NFL, NBA, and MLB sports talk. Also, check out our blog page at getwithitsports.wordpress.com. Thanks, and see you there.
Yo, JB for TeamBoydTV, co-host of TeamBoydTV Live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be discussing updates, breakdowns, and just about everything NFL. Hosted by yours truly, Big Q, co-hosted by me, JB, and my boy Glass from Get With It Sports. If some reason you missed the show, still haven't had your fill, visit TeamBoydTV.com.
What up, football fans? You want to stay up on the latest of Team Boyd TV happenings? Like us on our Facebook page at Team Boyd TV on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at Team Boyd TV and at VernieB73. You can also check out our YouTube page at Team Boyd TV Turbo, where there's live events, videos, among other things. You can also keep up with the latest happenings, live chats, question and answer sessions on Google Plus at Team Boyd TV. Thank you once again for watching Team Boyd TV. The Black and Blue Podcast. I must admit, you know, hanging out with The Voice, man, was awesome. That guy is a pleasure to talk to about football, man. You know, and we can do this anytime. And like I told The Voice, I know you're listening, you are welcome on any Team Boyd TV program you want. You my man, and it's all gravy. Hey, as promised though, again, thank the Mr. Vincent Crisp AKA The Voice for joining me on the Black and Blue Podcast this week. But as promised, I said I had a surprise for you guys. Next week on the Black and Blue Podcast, The band gets back together for a short amount of time before we launch into our Team Boy TV Live Season 2 premiere. Glass from Get With It Sports and my brother JB from Team Boy TV Live will all be together on the Black and Blue podcast. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see you guys there. Hey, just like always, you can follow me on Twitter at TeamBoydTV. I'm your boy, Big Q. This is the Black and Blue podcast. The Black and Blue Podcast.